I'm pitcher Lance McCullers of your world champion Houston Astros, and this is my Houston. My favorite part about being on the Houston Astros, I think, is just the relationships that we all have as players with each other. You know, a lot of times you hear about being a professional athlete. You hear that you know, you're not going to have great friends and you guys aren't going to be doing too many things together. But with this team, I think what makes it so special is you all care for each other, and we're all great friends. And it just makes it a really enjoyable place to come to work every day because, you know, we enjoy being around each other. Astros fans, I think they're some of the best fans in baseball, but I think just Houston's full of hardworking people, and I think that's something I really resonate with. I think that's why people who come here and move here fall in love with the city, because everyone's here, you know, just doing the best they can, doing their part to make an amazing life for themselves, which is, I think, really unique and really cool to be able to be a part of a city. We have a lot of people that come here for opportunity and that stay because they just fall in love with the city. My biggest takeaways of being able to be in the big leagues is how blessed I am. I think it's playing baseball is something that my father was able to do in the big leagues for a couple years, and actually part of 7 years. And it just made me strive growing up I wanted to follow in his footsteps, and I kind of wanted to blaze my own path once I got to this point. So just being able to play the game I've loved since I was 3-4 years old, every day as my job, be able to create relationships and some memories, obviously winning the World Series, and to name one, things that will carry me through the rest of my life. Yeah, so I used to be really superstitious a couple years ago, and then I've actually tried to get to the point where my pregame rituals are almost not superstitious. So I think now me being not superstitious has become a superstition, if that makes any sense. But I go watch a movie most days. I kind of have my routine. I go to Tiny's right there in the village. So I go to Tiny's, I go watch a movie, and then I'll head over to the park. My favorite pitch is my curveball, and it's kind of what people know me for. I ended up by throwing 24 straight curveballs to end the ALCS this year to go to the World Series. I just have the most confidence in it, so I think that's why I kind of rely on it a lot. That's my favorite pitch. Well, starting Game 7 of the World Series is it's an experience and kind of a feeling that, I don't know, it's tough to recreate. I tried to kind of fall back on pitching in New York this year, and then pitching in Game 7 at home. We were going to the World Series and pitching my first my first World Series game in Minute Maid. But you know, knowing that was like the last game of the year, you know, kind of everything was riding on that game, definitely made it a little nerve-wracking. But at the same time, I was very blessed. I was very honored to kind of be able to get the nod from AJ and for them to hand me the ball with the confidence they had in me. So I did the best I could for as long as I could, and then handed the ball off, and the rest of the guys did a great job, and we ended up by you know, winning the World Series. Yeah, looking forward to next year. I think I'm most excited about the chance that we have a chance to win it all again. A lot of times when teams win World Series, a lot of guys are leaving through free agency or that type of thing, but we've retained most of our players. I think we've had a couple great signs. Obviously, we had that big Garrett Cole trade, and everyone's kind of coming back together. We still have a lot of guys that I started here with in 2015 that are still the core of the Astros, and people that I've taken under their wing, like Dallas and Colin McHugh and Altuve, and I'm just really excited to be able to come back with those same group of guys and try to give the city of Houston another World Championship. So when my wife and I moved here full time in 2015, we just decided that we wanted to get involved in the community, and you know, animals have always been close to our heart, and we kind of wanted to make you know, impact on the animal advocacy in the city. So we actually started working with Houston's Pet Alive, which is our first rescue we started working with, and they pull all their dogs directly from the Bark shelter. And from there, it just kind of grew into this big web of things. We work with Harris County, work with Bark, we work with a ton of different fosters and adoption groups. We now have our own foundation, and our goal through our foundation is to help those shelters, help those rescue groups have the best chance of adopting and rescuing out as many dogs as possible, keeping the euthanization rate as low as possible. And then through Harvey, we've been able to ship over around 165 dogs and cats to other areas of the country that are more equipped to take them in, have more room. So we've just been able to try to do our part a little bit. There's so many people in this city, like I said before, that just give their hearts and souls to giving back, and I think that's one of the coolest things, because no one really here wants or asks for recognition. They just enjoy doing it because they're just good Houstonians. Well, when I first got drafted by the Astros, I didn't know much about Houston, and like I said, I think it's just a city full of hardworking people that are down to earth, that love one another. So for me, just to see how much people care about each other, about philanthropic events, I think this city just goes above and beyond trying to just give back, which is something that is very close to my wife and I's heart, and that we've been super appreciative of. So just being able to be here and meet the people and see the people and how they've kind of embraced me and my family has been one of the coolest things. A couple places downtown I go to often. I love coffee, so I like going to coffee shops around the city. Cavo on Richmond, that's one of the ones I go to a lot. Siphon Coffee, Black Hole coffee shop. So I go there if I ever need to just kind of get away and just relax. I think traveling all over the country to play baseball, I think Houston has some of the best food and some of the best coffee that I've come across, especially going like to the West Coast. And you hear about their coffee and food a lot, but I would take Houston's food and coffee pretty much over anywhere. Yeah, so I'm from Tampa, Florida originally, and living here with my wife. Every now and then we'll get a little homesick. And growing up, I'm half Cuban, so very proud of that part of my heritage. There's a little place in the village called El Mason, and it's a little Cuban restaurant. So I'll go there if I'm feeling a little homesick and need some Cuban food to cheer me up. My wife and I love to go out. We love to eat at a bunch of different restaurants in Houston. My favorite restaurants, starting from breakfast, I love Tiny's No. 5. I love Benji's right there in the village. Copa's Italian spot right there in the village. Some other ones, Uchi for sushi and sashimi. Reef, I love Reef right there in Midtown. So honestly, this city is full. Every corner you turn, you could just stop in and I think pretty much get any type of food you would love.